What's happening, y'all? It's THEryanplummer here, and I'm here with a very special guest.
What up, guys? My name is Lucky from LuckyLad TV. How are you all doing today?
That's right, we've got LuckyLad here, and he is the coach of the Dallas Manectrics for the PMC. And we just want to do these coach interviews for you guys so that you guys can get to know some of the coaches, some people that you don't normally maybe watch, and you can kind of get into them, see what their outlook is on Pokemon and kind of competitive league. So we'll get started just trying to get to know you a little bit, Lucky. How long have you been on YouTube?
I have been on YouTube for just under 14 months. I started my channel on January 1st, 2015.
Wow, so would you consider yourself experienced or like kind of a rookie?
I'd say in between the two. I've got a lot of friends on YouTube that have been doing this a lot longer than I have, and then I have other people. Some people do ask me how I think they should go about starting a channel, and I think I have the information for that, but there are definitely people that have been doing this a lot longer than I have. My friend Joey Pokeyame, he just reached 5 years, so bit of a difference there.
Wow, yeah, that's incredible. What got you into YouTube?
That would be originally the first thing that got me into YouTube would be Shady Penguin, who I actually I talk to every now and then. But what really got me into content creation was I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I had a really nice computer, so I wanted to, put two and two together, see what I could do.
I hear you, yeah, that's great. We're glad to have you too on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Alright, so out of all the Pokemon games that you've played, what's your favorite Pokemon game?
Alright, tough question. I would have to say it's a toss-up between... It's definitely a toss-up between Black and White 2 and Platinum.
Really? Why?
So, Black and White 2 I really liked because they had the DNA splicer thing, and you had Getsis as the main villain. I think he made a really solid villain because he was dark, but he wasn't, like, insane the way Cyrus and, what is his name in 6th Gen with the red hair?
Lysandra?
Lysander, however you pronounce it. Those guys were way too insane. And I wasn't, when 1st Gen came out, I wasn't old enough to play it. Otherwise, I'd obviously go, oh yeah, I'm a Gen 1er, but I'm not. I always just liked the Black 2 story arc, and Platinum, in my opinion, was the best made game. And the thing about that is that I think that it was a super solid game. It had a really good storyline. It was really balanced overall. It was probably my favorite game in and of itself, but as far as like the content of the game, I'd lean towards Black and White 2.
Oh, that's really insightful. I can tell you've thought about this a little bit, for sure. So, if you could become any Pokemon, and give this one a little bit of thought, but if you could become any Pokemon, which Pokemon would you become?
Okay, so I'm going to answer this in a very practical fashion. So, a lot of people say, oh, I would just be Ditto because then I could turn into a Pokemon. Well, here's the thing about Ditto. Ditto can't talk. And also, if you look at the anime, his face doesn't change, just the rest of him does. So you could be another person with a Ditto face, which I don't think people would really like.
That's true.
Then you have Zorua and Zoroark. They can also turn into other people, but they randomly revert when they're like excited or shocked or something like that. So that's not really a good option either. Then you have people that are like, oh, I would just be like an Arcanine, or I would be a Latios, and I would just, roam free and stuff like that. For me, the Pokemon that I've always identified with being that would be at least somewhat realistic is Lucario.
Interesting.
Because his ability to communicate with others via aura and to sense the things that are around him, I think that would be really. I think you could use Lucario very much to your advantage, like if you were doing security work or something like that. Like, I think he would make a great addition to the police force.
That's a great way to put it, and that's really insightful. Yeah, I like that choice a lot. So, do you have a channel mascot for your channel?
I currently do not. Currently, my channel mascot is myself. It is an artistic rendition of myself made by none other than Sarcasm the Sickness. I have had channel mascots in the past. I had Mega Blastoise and Mega Lucario as mascots in the past. I have since abandoned them as mascots, not because I don't love them, I do, because I upload more than just Pokemon content on my channel. I like to upload whatever I'm interested in, because if you're going to subscribe to LuckyLad TV, I want you to subscribe to that for me, not for the video itself.
That's great, yeah. No, I think that's a great idea. So, you mentioned Mega Blastoise and Mega Lucario, I think. What is your favorite Pokemon? Is it one of those two?
This is the question that everybody hates being asked. I would say my favorite Pokemon, actually, and I actually did Lucky's top 7 favorite Pokemon a real long time ago on my channel. It has since changed. Originally, it was Arcanine, but I think over time, Nidoking has actually taken the #1 slot.
Why?
Just because, I don't know, it's just something about how it's just this juggernaut of destruction. If you read his Pokedex entry, it says that he can take down a radio tower with one swipe of his tail, which is absolutely absurd. I don't know. It's just something about him. He's probably become my favorite Pokemon at this point.
Yeah, very powerful Pokemon, and pretty good in the league format too. Very versatile.
Oh yeah, great coverage, great strength.
Yeah. So now that we've kind of gotten to know a little bit about you and your Pokemon history, I kind of want to get into more of like the competitive side of you. So, have you competed in the draft league before?
I have competed in 3 leagues, 2 of which are currently still going on. One of which is still currently going on. One was disbanded. One, I reached playoffs, and the other one, playoffs have not started, but I will be reaching playoffs in that one as well.
Gotcha. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So you've got a lot of experience in the league format. So which would you prefer? Do you prefer Showdown or do you prefer League?
I prefer the League format, and I definitely prefer Wi-Fi over Showdown. I'm a bit biased. I am the head writer for the GBA, so I'm really immersed in that world, so I'm very biased towards the GBA, and I think that the way they do it is like the gold standard. To the same extent, obviously, internet troubles are a thing. They happen. Being unable to get your Pokemon in time is a thing. It happens. However, I never trust Showdown. I always trust Wi-Fi a lot better.
I hear you, and I'd agree too. I think the GBA is what a lot of leagues are modeled after, just because it has done it the longest and it's done it the best, in my opinion. So
it is also the first.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to Magnitude for that. Just an awesome addition to the Pokemon community. So you've been in a lot of leagues. What's your favorite Pokemon to use in the league format?
Now, this is a really good question. If you are a fan of Mega Mogwai, he uploaded a top 5 video of the top 5 draft league format Pokemon, all 5 of which I have, in fact, used in league format. And in the #1 slot, he had Mew. And I like using Mew, but it honestly almost reached the point where it is too versatile. And I honestly didn't bring it as often as I thought I would. I thought it would be a staple on my team and I would bring it every week. but I ended up not doing that. Clefable, same thing there. I thought it would be a really good staple to my team. I could bring it every week, but I ended up not doing that either. I would have to say my favorite Pokemon to use ended up being Manaphy.
Interesting.
Because of the setup moves that it has. Nothing on any of my teams really was able to provide as much support and as much offense as Manaphy was. Because it has that tail glow. That +3 makes a huge difference. That's 2.5 times the base damage. And, you know, when it comes to damage rolls, that's a lot. And the fact that it has usable physical attack. It has base 100s across the board. So even if you have something like Hoopa Unbound, which granted should be banned in the League format in my opinion.
I agree.
Manaphy learns U-turn. Manaphy can take down a Hoopa Unbound with U-turn really easily.
Have you faced a Hoopa Unbound with your Manaphy before, or?
I have. I decided not to run U-turn on it. I was running a Calm Mindset, and Hoopa could not touch me, and at +6, Surf was a one-hit KO because it was an uninvested Hoopa. But in that game, I believe Manaphy got like 3 kills because I just used it to clean up late game.
Yeah, and Manaphy is becoming a lot more popular too. You're seeing that a lot in the League format.
Yeah, after Joey Pokeyame used it basically to just tear through all of UCL Season 1, it's become a lot more popular.
Yeah, very threatening Pokemon. So, how would you describe your battling style in general?
In general, I would say I lean towards offense. But in the League format, I typically try and lean more towards balance, just because in this format there are some Pokemon that are just so good because they're so bulky and they're just so hard to break through. As you saw in GBA Season 4, Dan used his Chansey Mega Sableye core and brought it straight to the finals because that type of core is so incredibly difficult to break through. And, like, if you think about it, Mega Venusaur in this format is absolutely phenomenal. It only has 2 weaknesses. It has incredible bulk to back it. There's a lot to be said for having bulk in this format. However, I think a really strong offensive backbone is very important because you don't want to end up playing a stall match.
Yeah, I'd agree. And that's a great way to put it as well. So, have you started planning for the draft yet?
I have a few ideas. I like to build a team. I like to be able to build a team of 6 out of the 10, 11, 12 Pokemon that I have to choose from. So I always like to have all of my bases covered. I want to have a Rapid Spinner. I want to have a Defogger. I want to have somebody to set up spikes, Toxic Spikes, Stealth Rocks. I want somebody who can Volt Switch. I want somebody who can U-turn. I want a Setup Sweeper. I want a Physical Wall. I want a Special Wall. I want a little bit of everything so that I can tailor whatever Pokemon I have to match what I need to beat my opponent.
Yeah, that's a great way to go about it too. I do a similar thing to that, and I know a lot of successful battlers that plan their draft around that. I'm glad to hear that you're planning like that. So, would you say you're confident that you can get the picks you want heading into the draft?
Absolutely not. I know very little about the other coaches in this league, and I actually like it that way. In some of the other leagues that I'm in, I have people that I've known for a while, and planning for them doesn't take a lot of time because I know their battling style. I know how they function. So I honestly prefer going into these things blind with a fresh start, a clear mind, because it's a lot easier to build. Let me rephrase that. It's a lot more challenging to build a team when you don't know very much, and that's the whole point of being in the draft style format. You want it to be challenging.
I hear you, yeah. Now that's a great way to put it. So I've just got one last question for you, LuckyLad. Who is going to be the Pokemon Masters Cup Season 1 champion?
I have no idea. I'm not going to stand here and say that I'm going to be the champion, but if I play my cards right, I think we all know who's going to take the cup.
Who's it gonna be?
Obviously, fan base.
Nice, yeah. Are you sure? Final answer?
No, the Dallas Manectrics will be your Pokemon Masters Cup Season 1 champion.
There you go, folks. You heard it here first. The Dallas Manectrics are going to be the Season 1 Pokemon Masters Cup champion. Well, thank you very much, LuckyLad, for doing this interview. We really appreciate having you in this league.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. I am so happy to be here, and I look forward to the draft.
Yeah, the draft is going to be exciting. You guys need to make sure you check out the draft. The draft is going down around 8 p.m. This Saturday, the 27th. So make sure you guys check that out. We will be live streaming the draft. And, of course, you guys have to check out LuckyLad's YouTube channel. He puts up a ton of content and a ton of great content that you guys need to check out. His link will be in the description, as well as his Twitter handle, so you guys can go check him out. As for us, that's all we've got for today. And we'll be looking forward to keeping you guys in the loop about the league and everything going on. And as always, we will see you guys once the league starts. Goodbye.